For all of our history, we have been creatures of the land, our existence defined by the air we breathe and the ground beneath our feet. We look out at the ocean, a vast and mysterious realm that covers more than 70% of our planet, and we see an impassable barrier. We have built vessels to sail across it, and we have created incredible technology to explore its depths, but we have never been able to truly call it home. The ocean has always been a beautiful but alien world, a place of mystery and crushing pressure. But what if that barrier was gone? What if one day a biological shift occurred and humanity became capable of breathing underwater? This is not just a story about a new superpower. It's a story about a fundamental change in our species, a rewrite of our future that would open up a vast, unexplored world of new resources, new possibilities, and new dangers. In this timeline, the ocean is no longer a barrier. It is our home. The Great Adaptation: How Our Bodies Would Change. The ability to breathe underwater would not be as simple as just growing a new set of organs. It would require a total biological and physical overhaul of the human body. Our very DNA would have to be re-engineered to survive in a world of water, pressure, and darkness. From lungs to gills. Our lungs, which are designed to filter oxygen from the air, would be useless in the water. To survive, we would need to develop gills, a series of complex organs that could extract the dissolved oxygen from the water around us. These gills would have to be incredibly efficient, capable of processing huge amounts of water to get the oxygen we need to survive. They would likely be a series of feathery filaments on our necks or chests, protected by a hard, bony covering, much like a fish. The pressure problem. The greatest challenge would not be breathing, but the crushing pressure of the deep sea. For every 10 meters you descend in the ocean, the pressure increases by 1 atmosphere. At a depth of 1,000 meters, the pressure would be 100 times greater than at the surface. Our soft, fragile bodies would be crushed into nothing. To survive, our bodies would have to adapt. Our bones would become denser and more flexible. Our organs would have to become more resilient, capable of withstanding the immense pressure without collapsing. Our blood would need to be re-engineered to resist the lethal effects of nitrogen narcosis. This is a change that would redefine what it means to be human. A new kind of vision. The deep sea is a dark and mysterious place, and our eyes, which are designed to see in the light of the sun, would be almost useless. To see in this new world, our eyes would have to evolve to a point where they could see in the dark. They would have to be able to detect the faint bioluminescent light of deep-sea creatures, and they would have to be able to resist the blinding effects of the surface sun. Our eyes would become larger, with larger pupils to let in more light, and our retinas would have to become more sensitive to the faint light of the depths. We would become a species of two worlds, with two different kinds of vision. The world beneath the waves, the new human civilization. With the ability to breathe and survive underwater, humanity would not simply explore the oceans. We would colonize them. The ocean floor would become our new frontier, and a new kind of human civilization would emerge. The underwater cities. Our cities would no longer be confined to domes. They would be freestanding structures, built from pressure-resistant materials like a new kind of concrete or steel. They would be a marvel of engineering, a series of towering buildings and sprawling streets, all designed to exist in a world of water and pressure. The city's inhabitants would be able to swim through the streets, moving from building to building in a graceful, fluid motion. The city would be a living, breathing ecosystem, with artificial reefs and marine life living alongside the human population. The new economy, the global economy, would be transformed. The vast resources of the ocean floor, which are currently untouched, would become the new source of our wealth. Deep-sea mining, which is currently a dangerous and expensive venture, would become a thriving industry. We would be able to mine the ocean floor for rare earth minerals, metals, and other valuable resources. Marine agriculture would also become a major industry, with huge underwater farms growing a new kind of food source that would feed our growing population. We would also be able to harvest the energy from hydrothermal vents, creating a new, limitless source of clean energy. The ocean would be our new gold mine and our new source of energy. New politics and new conflicts. The colonization of the ocean would create a new kind of political landscape. Nations would no longer be defined by their land borders, but by their control of the ocean. A new space race for the ocean floor would emerge, with nations competing for control of the valuable resources of the deep. This new race would lead to a new kind of conflict, one fought not on the land or in the air, but in the depths of the ocean. The unseen downsides, the price of a new world, but the colonization of the ocean would not be without its dangers. The ocean is a vast and mysterious place, and we would be entering a world that is not only indifferent to our existence, but one that is actively trying to kill us. The unknown threats. The ocean is full of undiscovered life, and some of it would be a direct threat to our survival. We would be entering the territory of colossal, undiscovered creatures that could make a whale look like a goldfish. The deep sea is a world of crushing pressure, extreme temperatures, and powerful currents. A single underwater volcanic eruption could wipe out an entire city. We would be a species of pioneers, but we would be entering a world where we are no longer the top of the food chain. Loss of the surface. The most profound change would be the psychological impact of our new world. What would it mean to lose the sky? The sun? The feeling of open air and the freedom of walking on land? We would be a species of two worlds, but the aqua-humans would be trapped in the ocean. They would be physically unable to return to the surface for long, as their bodies would no longer be able to handle the pressure. This would create a new kind of human, one that would be forever separated from their ancestors. The dream of a new world would be a reality, but it would be a world of new challenges, new dangers, and a new kind of humanity. We would have to ask ourselves, is the beauty of the depths worth the price of losing the sun? If you could breathe underwater, would you choose to live on the surface or in the ocean? Why? Do you think the ability to breathe underwater would bring humanity together, or would it lead to a new kind of political and social division? If a new human species, adapted to life in the sea, were to emerge, would you consider them to be a new kind of human, or a new species entirely? In this timeline, we would have to ask ourselves if we are still human. We would have to learn to live in a world that is both beautiful and terrifying, a world of endless possibilities and constant danger. This is a story of a species that leaves its home to find a new one, only to discover that it has to become something entirely new to survive. If you want to keep exploring the what-ifs and see how our world could be different, make sure to like this video, subscribe to Timeline Shift, and get ready for our next adventure.